Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, respect. It's something that every individual desires, but it is not something that can be demanded or bought. It has to be earned through one's actions, behavior, and attitude. You will often find that in these times, unfortunately, people usually respect the horrible and disrespect the good. What do I mean by this? Well, you'll often find that people end up respecting corrupt politicians and celebrities with full bank accounts and empty hearts, caricatures of success in the dunya, but spiritually they're completely bankrupt. Muslims end up idolizing people like this, completely ignoring the incredible legacy of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the most incredible and perfect man that ever lived, and his amazing Sahaba radiallahu anhum. In this video, I will teach you, those good-hearted people, how to gain respect in life. Make sure to watch until the very end, because the last one might be the most important. Do not be weak. Be brave. Number 1, act without seeking attention. Did you know that seeking the attention of others or doing deeds for the sake of others seeing them, this is a form of shirk? It's called riya, shirk asgar, or the small shirk, if you can say that shirk can ever be small. A lot of people these days only seem to be doing good when they know someone is watching them, and they crave validation and attention. But from who? Have they forgotten that Allah sees everything they do? Have they forgotten the record keepers at their shoulders, keeping track of everything so that on the last day they will be held to account? Or do they not believe that they will be held to account? Why is this that people crave validation from the creation itself instead of from Allah? It is because they lack iman. They think that the only way to have a good life is to build credibility and respect with people in this dunya. And in fact, as you know, this word riya, it comes from the word ruya, which means to be seen. The Prophet ﷺ said, what I fear for you the most is the minor shirk, that is riya. Allah will say on the Day of Judgment, when He is rewarding the people for their actions, go to those for whom you did riya in the world and see if you find the reward with them. So be warned, my brothers and sisters, this is not the way to earn respect. And furthermore, your intention is not in the right place if you are seeking this kind of respect, the dark respect. Rather, you must do things to gain respect when no one is watching. This is building character. This is building iman. This could be as little as cleaning up after people, even after they have left, and not telling anyone, not leaving a sly little remark. Do it for the sake of Allah. Do things that people will respect even when they aren't watching, but more importantly, do things that Allah loves, so that you will become a respectable person in the dark, and one day, maybe people will notice you in the light. But do not make that your goal, or you will lose the benefit that you gain. Number 2, the obvious. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't steal. We all know that saying, what you give is what you get. Well, how true is that? The Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that the one who cheats and steals from the Muslims is not one of them. Subhanallah, do you think you're being clever when you change prices for people, try to cheat them, steal from them? Do you think business is about being the clever one? Do you think that cleverness is about harming others and benefiting yourself? Astaghfirullah. You are amongst the liars and cheaters and the thieves. May Allah forgive you and correct you and guide you and us to the straight path and protect us from this. If you have done any of these to someone, you will undoubtedly have to pay them back in the afterlife. Don't be that person. These will not gain you respect. And furthermore, you will not respect yourself if you do not even have the power of honesty. Number 3, stop saying sorry for everything. For many people, good, honest, empathic people, sensitive people, the word sorry has become a default response in every situation. They bump into someone in the streets, and sorry immediately comes out, trying to avoid a potential conflict before really understanding the situation. And it's not out of simple politeness, it is an attitude. Do not misunderstand. I'm not saying that you should never say sorry or apologize. In fact, you should. If you do something wrong, whether it's to a coworker or to your boss or even to your children, you should apologize and explain why you were wrong and allow them to accept it and try to make things right. This is the trait of a true, mature adult and a respectable person. But if you are not sorry or don't need to be sorry, then don't say you are. It's time to stop saying sorry automatically and start owning your own actions and words and respecting yourself and your right to exist, your right to occupy space, your right to have your own needs, your right to not live in fear and to be comfortable in your own skin, your right to confidence, to capability. When you say sorry for everything, sadly in this modern day and age, rather than being seen as a sign of sensitivity, empathy, and a beautiful heart and character, rather this opens the door to many cruel and heartless savages who will use this against you and will see you as weak. They will take advantage of you and treat you like a carpet. People may start to question your abilities, and this will lead to a loss in respect. Not everything and not everyone requires an apology. Most people sadly don't apologize at all, and those rare few who do may even apologize for things that they don't need to apologize for, such as asserting their own boundaries. They belittle themselves and minimize their own needs and halal desires. Rather, assert yourself, respect yourself and others, and learn the boundaries of what is normal. Learn when it's appropriate and who it's appropriate to apologize to.
Number 4, live up to your word. This one is very important, brothers. This is the overarching matter of integrity and character. In order to be a respectable man, you need to mean what you say and do what you say you'll do. That means not using your word carelessly. It means if you say you're going to do something and then you don't do it, you take that into account. You apologize for it. You let people know if it takes you longer than you said it would. Otherwise, you lose respect. People will look at you as someone who's not serious, someone who's immature, or someone who's not reliable. Maintain your dignity when you apologize. Don't humiliate yourself, but also don't be arrogant and simply pretend as if it doesn't matter. By keeping your word, you can build trust. This is how you build consistent relationships with people. Live up to your word. Let people know that you're a man, that when you say something, they will respect the fact that you will do what you say. When you stop throwing your words around carelessly, you begin to honor your commitments. And when you feel embarrassed for making a mistake, as you should, this is a sign of a healthy conscience, and it's a sign that you respect yourself. Also, brothers, don't do the opposite of what you said you're going to do. This is an attribute of women. They change according to emotion, and they change according to the moment. And this is a beautiful feminine characteristic, but it is not beautiful in a man. It is, to put it frankly, weak in a man. The feminine nature is the nature that changes consistently, and the nature that is somewhat unpredictable. And this is how Allah has designed women, and that is why, when it is in its proper place, it is a beautiful and refreshing thing. Everything has its proper place, and every characteristic has its proper type of person. In a similar way, a man needs to be respectable. Number 5, be worthy of respect. If you want respect, you have to be worthy of it. Have you ever respected somebody who was a complete degenerate? Somebody who was a drunk, who was lost on gambling, who fell down in the gutter and wouldn't get themselves out, who rolled around in filth? Of course not. These are not people who are respectable unless you have an extremely degenerate heart yourself, and unless you have a completely upside down value system. For example, now, in this day and age, we see in the shows of the kuffar that they idolize and glorify the most degenerate people who behave like animals. That is because their value system is completely upside down, and in fact, it is satanic. For a Muslim, we respect capability, we respect compassion, we respect the positive attributes and characteristics that we will detail in the Islamic masculinity program that is in development at this time. You can be someone who brings results, and this is a respectable thing, capability, it's from the masculine qualities, but it's not everything. Be brutally honest, not harsh, but direct, authentic, even if perhaps it brings trouble. Be that person who isn't afraid to speak out to truth, to speak for justice, to do the right thing. This is a confident, self-assured, experienced, masculine man. However, you cannot just pretend to be this man. You can't fake it because it comes out under pressure. And it does not just happen overnight, especially if you're surrounded by people who are not masculine and good men themselves. You need to get away from bad people who remind you of the bad things in yourself, who pull you back into bad behaviors, the man who you used to be. These people will keep you from becoming the man that you need to be. Becoming that man means that you need to have a clear view. You need to understand what commands respect. You need to understand the deen so that you can become the kind of person who can be a true Muslim man, the ideal Muslim man. Build yourself to becoming that sort of person, one step at a time, even if it takes years, and at some point, you'll be there before you know it. It is easy to be respected by people that don't even respect themselves. And I say respected with skepticism. People that don't respect themselves don't really respect you. They just want something that you have, and they think that that is what makes you good. Many times, this is why you see respect from the kuffar for people who are celebrities, and other people who just have wealth or success. They don't actually respect these people. As soon as these people lose their status and wealth, they're thrown into the gutter. They're rejected. They're ridiculed. None of these things are from true respect. Do not fall for the false respect of this dunya, and do not imitate the false strength of the kuffar and their false confidence which turns into arrogance. Do not take that route to be a fraud, because it never ends well, and it only leads to an empty life with empty things and empty people. Number 6, respect yourself. People will only respect you if you respect yourself first. And self-respect comes from integrity, character. And from those two components, you will build confidence. You can only accept who you are when you know that your values are the right values, and that your beliefs are the right beliefs, and that your behaviors are the right behaviors. When people just say, be who you are, accept yourself as you are, this is new age nonsense. What if you're a terrible person? What if you're a liar? What if your values are completely upside down? Should you accept and love yourself? No, it's right that you're ashamed. It's right that you despise yourself because you're despicable. This is what you need to listen to. You can change. You don't have to be a despicable person. And the fact that you despise your own self, it means you recognize that something is wrong. It means you recognize that you need to be better, and you can be, and you will be, insha'Allah. By listening to this video, you are taking the first step, and that is something that should give you tremendous confidence in yourself, knowing that you're already on the right track. And this is actually a very noble characteristic, brothers. If you feel ashamed of where you are, this means that your heart is alive, and it means that you are healing and you are on the path to recovery and to strength and masculinity. It is a very rare characteristic for a man to be self-aware enough to see that he is not where he wants to be and to know that he wants to be better. There are not enough men like you, brother. So if that is you, take heart. You are on the path to self-improvement. You are on the path to becoming a better man. And once you step onto that path, once you have that fire, it is only a matter of time until you reach it. I know, brothers, I used to be the most broken and incompetent and incapable of people. I was broken from a very, very young age, and I was able to build myself up over years and over time and over struggle, and to turn myself into a capable man who faced destruction, who faced death, who faced war, who faced life and death situations, and was able to come out of all of that and to take away many, many lessons that I share with you today. We are not all equal in the sight of Allah. Allah favors us according to taqwa, according to our fear of Him. True self-respect cannot be achieved without the deen. So take time to work on yourself and on your walk with Allah. Take time on looking at what your values really are and what they need to be. And when you sort yourself out, and when you get back on the path, then you will become the person that you truly admire. And then you will become the kind of man that this ummah needs, insha'Allah. If you want this message to reach more Muslims, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Write "We are brave" to let me know that you made it to the end. May Allah reward you for your efforts. Until next time, stay brave and steadfast. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.